Just giving you all an update as of May 20th. Image Comics Unions is, which we reported that back, I think it was in March, where they ratified this sort of contract. And I don't know if this is going to be like the death knell to Image. I wouldn't go as far as to say something that crazy, but this is going to be a problem. And I think this is when you, as a business, start to kind of cater to all of these different types of people, or you don't vet, you end up with this problem as reported right here by ICV2, the union at Image Comics. Imagine a union. Comic Book Workers United filed an unfair labor practices charges with the National Labor Relations Board. Man, these unions are rotten. On May 20th, alleging that 3 counts of unfair practices by management since the contract was ratified, which we covered that being ratified. Since the contract was ratified, the work environment has become increasingly hostile, is what they're saying. Allegations include the charge that Image instituted a work rule prohibiting solicitation of employees or dissemination of literature during work hours that the union alleges unfairly restricts the union's protected organizing activity. The charge that Image rolled out a new work procedure unevenly, which led to unfair disciplinary action. This is all vague, and that disciplinary action have increased exponentially. Are you talking about being held accountable for your job, or rather, are being conducted improperly? And are being conducted without required notification of the union or allowing union representatives to be present when employees are being disciplined. The charge that Image implemented a new policy that only affected one employee, a member of the union's bargaining committee. These are all, again, the things that they're alleging according to its published procedures. The NLRB will now investigate to see if the charges have merit, a process that typically takes 7 to 14 weeks, according to the board. Most charges are resolved during this period, though through a settlement by the parties, because they're withdrawn by the charging party or because they're dismissed. If the charges are not resolved and the NLRB determines that they have merit, it will issue a formal complaint, which can lead to a hearing and enforcement act. This is, well, I can't really, I'm not going to sit up here and go to bat for Image here. This is just what happens as you grow as a business. And Image kind of became the leader and the creator owned. I hate to use that term, conflating that with Image, because everything has a price. Even if they promise to publish and distribute it, every day comes with a price. But here's where I'm at with it. And this is the lesson that I think should be had for all of you guys out there. If you are a growing business, you need to be, this is just the world that we live in. And I don't know if it'll ever be like where people made work just work and there wasn't a whole lot of, not to say that you can't have a great work environment. You should. It's something that I pride myself right here in the Rippaverse. But you need to be very, very careful with who you're bringing in as well as where you're operating in, because imagine having your business be pimped or hijacked by a union of all people. And that's the problem with unions in general. And that's what they do. They sit up here and try to find things as opposed to protecting the workers. It's more of how can we justify these fees going to us as a union and us really destroy businesses or get them to do exactly what it is that we want, even if it doesn't make sense economically or as a business. How do we rid our employees or that are part of this union of responsibility and accountability? This is often what you've seen from these rotten unions or rotten, which they're all for the most part rotten in itself. A lot of them aren't even voluntarily arrived. They're kind of like, I'm not saying this one is, but unions in America, when you see that they're like, you're kind of almost forced, you know what I mean, to join one, depending on where exactly you're at. And I just couldn't imagine. But if anything, man, definitely in the business of art where you understand what kind of folk are trying to produce it, often you got to be very, very careful, man. Otherwise, you risk having a bunch of people try to claim that you're doing something that you're not, just because again, they just feel like they're owed control in some way, shape, or form of your business. If you enjoyed this video and want to support other content, please become a member at ericdjuly.com. This is my own unique platform that replaced my Patreon. Our Ultramax, which is our highest tier, gets free shipping domestically, even with Rippaverse orders, and are able to redeem the Creators Edition copy of ISOM #1. You can move up and down tiers or cancel at any time. Also visit Rippaverse.com. This is my comic book company that launched a $3.7 million campaign. We appreciate your support.